Alright, a new month, a new episode. Stay tuned. Ha! Why, welcome to a brand new episode of That Time of the Month Show. I'm your host, Gorn the Werewolf, and whenever I'm not doing my, wolf-like habits or trying to keep control of myself, I'm usually here giving reviews or facts or mythology on werewolf movies. Let's go with a review first, shall we? This month's episode we're going to go over the coming-of-age 80s classic, Teen Wolf. Let's go with the review like I said first. Teen Wolf. Yes, this one is written by Joseph Leod and Matthew Wellerman, directed by Rod Daniels, starring Michael J. Fox, James Hampton, Scott Paulin, Susie Vessetti or something, Jerry Levine, and Jay Terrace. So, this is a coming-of-age comedy with a werewolf twist. So we follow Scott, who's at school. He's not very popular, and he wants to try and make the best in the basketball team. And of course, he does, when he discovers that he is a lycanthrope. Yes, when adolescence hits him like a ton of bricks, he transforms into this werewolf. And he finds that his father is also a werewolf, hoping the curse had skipped his generation, but it didn't. But when he becomes this wolf form, he discovers that his athletic skills are even better. He can jump high, he can play basketball, he's just everything that he wants to be, and becomes popular. And of course, he does great as the wolf, but in the final game, he no longer relies on the wolf form when he can't change himself. But they do great anyway, and they win, and it's a good ending. So, what did I like? Well, this was Michael J. Fox's big break. 1985 was his year. He did this movie and Back to the Future, and he was just great playing Scott. I do like the makeup effects as well they used in the movie. It does look and resemble a lot of the Wolfman, like Lon Chaney Jr. And it's kind of like me, really, the kind of werewolf that I am, with wolf-like features, and again, he had control over his wolf form, and yeah, I like that. I like the practical effects as well they use in this. It is the mid-80s after all, and him turning. That's a good scene. I also liked the score and the soundtrack and the whole 1980s coming-of-age comedy feel to it. We had some good other characters in there, supporting characters, and of course, Scott gained the popularity that he wanted when he became the wolf. I also loved the drama in there. There was some teen drama and some teen comedy, but hey, I do enjoy this one. This is probably the most family-friendly werewolf movie that I've reviewed on this show, because it is a PG, and it is for the family. I also like to think it's a sports comedy too, where we see, just some fun stuff and lycanthropy and adolescence. Of course, there are some unlikable characters in there, with him being a kid and him getting picked on at school, but, yeah, good 80s movie. It gained a sequel, which wasn't as good, but, yeah, it was okay. Maybe I'll review that one day, I don't know, but, yeah, Teen Wolf, enjoyable flick. So what am I gonna rate this one? Do I have anything more to dislike? I don't think so. I'll give it 4 full moons out of 5. So down to our next part, the Mythos. In this feature, the werewolf appears almost as if it's the Wolfman, which is what it's going for as a reference. The werewolf appears with hair all over the body, pointed ears, sharp teeth, and wolf-like features in the face. This also occurs at will for the werewolf, so they don't have to rely on a full moon. In wolf form, they gain supernatural strength and acrobatic abilities, which Scott does use to his advantage when playing basketball. Of course, the lycanthropy, it seems to be passed on from generations, meaning if he was to have kids, it will also be inherited. The wolf gene seems to activate when they hit puberty and in their adolescent stages, as we see in the movie. And of course, they can sometimes lose control of the animal within. Michael J. Fox's character, Scott Howard, house was located on the same block as the 1955 George McFly and 1955 Lorraine Baines houses from Back to the Future were. Also that year, he starred in that movie too. The entire production took only 21 days. Michael J. Fox disliked this movie so much that he refused to return for the sequel, Teen Wolf 2. In an interview at the time, whilst Back to the Future was in production, he lamented Steven Spielberg's down the street making of great movies and I'm playing a werewolf. The wolf transformation shots were filmed last. Michael J. Fox's stunt double, Jeff Walser, was at college at that time and a basketball player. Michael J. Fox's fame rose steadily whilst filming due to the increasing success of Family Ties from 1982. By the end of production, Fox needed more security than he did at the beginning. Rod Daniel voiced all the growls in the movie. He joked, and I didn't get a nickel. The film was delayed from its original spring release in 1985 because of Back to the Future, which would go on to become the blockbuster at Universal as Paramount and the production company Atlantic Release Corporation wanted to capitalize on Michael J. Fox's newfound stardom. The movie would go on to be a surprise hit. And there you have it. This month's episode. Have you seen Teen Wolf? Have you learned anything new about it? What do you think? Let us know all that down in the comments below. You know what to do. Also down below in our description we got our social medias, Facebook group, Twitter, Instagram. And if you want to see more from this channel and you're new here, be sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe. We get new stuff, main videos every Friday and reviews randomly because that's the random part of the channel. Anyway, yes, I have been your host, Gorn the Werewolf. And this has been That Time of the Month Show. I will see you next time, so until the next full moon, next month, don't have nightmares.